Alright everyone, welcome to Resident Evil 4. So I got a good deal of the way through playing this game right when it first came out, because the original Resident Evil 4 is generally what I would tell people is my favorite game of all time. I was really excited for the remake and I got pretty far into it, but my old PC was just struggling really hard with it. And it's I kind of forced my way through to the island section and I was really enjoying myself, but I knew that I was going to upgrade my PC last year, so I just thought to myself, okay, you know what, rather than kind of choking this down while my old computer struggles, maybe I should just wait to get the new PC. So here we are with my new PC. I've had my new PC for a while now. It's been long enough that I actually kind of want to restart the game from the beginning, which, you know, let's see, extra content shop. Yeah, so you can see, like, I got pretty far in the game. I don't have everything, but I've unlocked a lot of stuff. And let's see, content challenges. Yeah, so I got reasonably far. Yeah, overthrowing the castle is the complete chapter 12. That's kind of like the last thing that I did before we stopped. I have 13,000 content points, which we could use to buy a bunch more stuff. I don't really want to do that right now. I think we'll go back through and try a bunch of other things. I also certainly need to do the there is the, what's it called, Separate Ways I would like to do, and I was kind of waiting for that to come out. So now that that's out too, we can do that. I'm excited to dive into it. As I said, I really enjoyed my time with the game when I was playing it last year, and I think that we can go about it in a more approachable pace, and I'm looking forward to doing it. I really enjoyed what I played of the remake for the most part. Let's just make sure camera, display, HDR off, I think is probably what we want anyway. Graphics. I actually, you know, we're actually okay. You know what, I might do it. Yeah, that's fine. I think it'll all be fine. Let's make sure we have, I guess it'd be under accessibility. Subtitle on. Okay, excellent. Yeah, so I think that's that. I'm going to check real quick. I just want to peek before we get into the game. Do I have Separate Ways? I thought I owned it already. Downloadable content. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'll need to get that as part of... Okay. Back to game. Okay. So, yeah, let's get into it, everyone. Main story. We're going to do a new game. We are just going to do standard mode. I'm sure I could do hardcore, not only because I've played this before, and I've played Resident Evil 4 2005 on professional mode, but we're just going to do standard to keep it kind of a more casual playthrough.
September 30th, 1998. It's a day I'll never forget. The cop inside me died that day. And that night, Raccoon City was wiped out, thanks to the bioweapons created by Umbrella. Somehow I made it out, but too many others weren't so lucky. I was asked later to join a top-secret government program. Not that I had a choice. The training, punishing missions, nearly killed me. But at least I kept my mind off everything. If I could just forget what happened that night. The pain, even for a second. This time, it can be different. It has to.
I have to say, I do love that new intro. I think it's like way better than the 2005 version.
So tell me, Yankee, why did you come to this horrible place? As close to nowhere that I've ever seen.
Let's just say, looking for someone.
That someone must be very important, huh? The chief gave the orders himself. Help him, he said.
I'm sure you boys didn't come all the way out here to roast marshmallows. Maybe you did.
You have a strange sense of humor. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Just between us. A lot of people have gone missing around here. And it's been that way for a while now.
Well then, should be just another day in the office, right?
I mean, last week there was a search for some missing hikers.
I'm sure you'll do your best to help me.
I think this is it. Nature calls, huh? I'll be right back. Qué frío.
¿Te has bebido el bar entero? You smoke?
Vaya sitio más tétrico. ¡Hey! ¿Hay alguien ahí?
He sure is taking his time. Did he fall in? Maybe you better go and take a look. Oh, watch the car. Wouldn't want to get a parking ticket.
So much for helping me.
All right. Into the game we go. I apologize. I thought we had subtitles on. Let's run back. I want subtitles. Oh, yeah, okay. Weird. I don't know why they weren't showing in that cutscene. Okay, we have to see what's taking so long. So, I meant to say, you know, I love that cutscene. I love the way that they updated this first part of the game. I feel like the intro to this is better than what we had in the original in many regards. As much as, you know, again, the original is my favorite game of all time, so I don't want to necessarily disparage it, so to speak, but I really like what they did to update that intro. I think it's less about the downfall of Umbrella, which is kind of like the point of the original cutscene, and instead is actually about Leon's personal journey. What happened with Leon and the idea that he got like absorbed into the U.S. government is not necessarily well explained prior to some of the later materials, like Dark Side Chronicles, as I understand it. Like you do, there was one ending that you could get in the PS1 original Resident Evil 3
How far could he have gone?
that would explain, oh yeah, Leon has been basically pressured by the U.S. government to. They basically cut a deal with him, and they're basically like, hey, we're basically going to like make you into a government slave. Like you have to work for us, like completely on our terms, and like basically give your life over to us, or else we're going to kind of like take Sherry Birkin into our custody. And they basically willingly turn a blind eye to Sherry Birkin in exchange for Leon kind of like, again, like voluntarily enslaving himself. So we see a dead deer that has been gored and just left out. I will say, for the sake of it, my apartment's quite bright right now, so it's actually kind of hard for me to see what's going on in this rather dark game. I apologize for that. I also don't remember if I had been playing this on controller versus keyboard originally, so I am happy to like reacclimate to the controls and such. So I apologize if things are a little slow moving to go, even though I like know the mechanics of this game reasonably well. I'm gonna have to like, it's gonna take me a minute to get back into the game feel of it, and it could be all new for me, in fact, when it comes to mouse and keyboard, because I still prefer to play the original on controller. But yeah, I think foregrounding Leon's like emotive journey, I think, is like particularly good as a way to start this game. I think Leon overall is like one of the
Anyone home?
better kind of how should I put this? Like he's like one of the more well-rounded characters in terms of like trying to understand an overall character arc. Like when you trace him from RE2 to RE4 to RE6, plus you throw in the movies that he shows up in, which are Degeneration. He actually shows up in all of the CGI movies: Degeneration, Damnation, Vendetta, and Death Island. And then I don't know. I think it's he has one of the more compelling and like sensible character arcs, whereas like Jill disappears for long periods of time. Chris has like a harder to identify character. Also, I apologize for city noises. I can't really do anything about it. I imagine that the mic is indeed picking up what sounds like either a garbage truck or a like a cement truck or something that's moving by. As we continue to explore the house, we do find some kind of effigy, and we rotate. Crude charm reading, "Judgment is nigh." Which I think we should presume to mean that Leon can speak Spanish, which is always a little ambiguous in the original. So the written language there specifically was se acerca el juicio. We continue to explore. They also do a better job of making this a little bit frightening compared to the original game. In the original, Leon really does just like bust in on a dude's house and kind of kills him. On the wall here, we'll also make note. It says, "Hasta el fin viviremos contigo, no temeremos." To the end, we will live with thee. We will not fear. Okay, we got subs at least.
Sorry
Thankfully.
to barge in like this. Busco a un policía. Vino aquí?
I'll also say people sometimes make fun of his Spanish in the scene, but A, it's better than mine, and B, this does at least show that he's trying. Like, it doesn't make him quite so like he's a bumbling fool.
This is not good.
Yeah, indeed. Officer's badge. National Police Corps, Mario Fernandez Castaño, police officer. We have access to our gun now. Those evidently aren't herbs. What have we got cooking?
Man, that stinks.
Much like the original game. We now have a key with which to explore that door. Presumably that one. Oh, yeah, and there's other... so there's some more wall text which we're facing, and we get the Plagas symbol already being foregrounded, which is nice. Like, it's nice that they found a way to build extra stuff of the cult into this. So this last wall text reads, "Protege nuestras almas ante este débil que pretende destruirnos. Protect our souls from this weakness that seeks to destroy us." I don't know what that says. Something in la... Yeah, I can't read that one. And down we go. Some beautiful, beautiful RE engine lighting effects. I'm really looking forward to Resident Evil 9. That's one of the other reasons I really wanted to play this, is like get in on some Resident Evil 9 prep. Play a few games on the channel, like well enough in advance of that. Something, I think that, oh yeah, that's the just Destruirnos one. Rid us from the weakness.
Hey. I read you. What's your situation? What the hell's going on?
Having a bad day. Okay, and we're getting our tutorial to ready our weapon and shoot. Obvious joke about big mess of dried out sticks is oh yeah, that's the logo for my favorite metal band. We also get some more text. The nuestros débil que destruirnos. It's that one again. The rid us of the weakness. We've got more recreations. These ones slightly more elaborate, rather than just like 3 rail spikes of the cult symbol. Something and then we actually have an activation of it here, kind of where we get the central line and we get the 2 diagonals. Cool details. There's the rail spike one. Cool details, and I love that they took the time to really, even for this one location that we're going to leave pretty much immediately, they really took the time to make this space pretty special. Jump scare forthcoming, by the way. Well, not jump scare. Guy's about to come down the stairs and attack us. So be prepared, everybody. We're gonna get our first combat section, and let's see if I can take him down without him grabbing me. But it's gonna be hard.
No fucking way. This just keeps getting worse.
And I used 5 bullets. Something I'm kind of interested to talk about a little bit also as we keep going, I guess in terms of like this prep and this like awareness that went into... Are you dead? I think so. Some kind of awareness went into the planning of this game, besides the fact that it's like the recreation of like a particularly beloved, you know, entry to a storied horror franchise. This is coming out in kind of a different cultural context, at least in the sense that horror and horror games are in a very different place as of the making of this game, compared to the making of the original. So like the Resident Evil franchise was in like a much better place as of the making of the remake, as opposed to the making of the original. Resident Evil 4 was kind of like a soft reboot, whereas this is part of like a larger renaissance for the RE franchise. And then horror movies are in kind of a similar place as well, where it's like horror movies as of 2005 were in kind of a rough place, whereas this has come out, you know, not amidst the absolute highest energy parts of the horror movie renaissance, but the kind of like elevated horror boom that started with like movies like Get Out. This is, and a lot of horror games I think are kind of like part of that larger cultural trend. So we'll talk about that a little bit as we go.
Bruce, this is Condor 1.
Hunnigan here. What's your sit rep?
The President's daughter, Baby Eagle. It's likely she's in this village.
Our intel was correct then. Well done.
Need a location on a nearby lake. She may have been taken there.
Copy that. I'll see what I can find.
Hurry up.
Something's happened to the people here. My escorts are... Gotta go. Talk later. I'll let myself out.
If we had gone down the other hallway, we kind of could have fought those guys, but regardless, when you get up into the room, you nevertheless are chased by them out of the building. So I just thought to myself, might as well save the extra 5 bullets and knife durability. But yeah, so the things that come to mind for me with this in particular, and this was also true of Resident Evil 8 Village, like Village was designed to be a companion to this, or like they're designed to be kind of like, they have parallels to each other, like they both involve these small villages with these cults. And I think about that both of them in conversation with what's happening in, again, quote unquote, like elevated horror, and like the kind of like symbolism and image making that you get in some of the big elevated horror movies of the past decade. Hereditary by Ari Aster, Midsummer, I think that's also Ari Aster. Handgun ammo, thank you. Are any of these breakable? I don't think so. Okay. Just checking my surroundings. I'm listening as well. I think I hear guys in my left ear. We do also have the Sentinel 9. I forget what the way is. How do we check their qualities? Because I think the Sentinel 9 that's like a pre-order bonus, and I think it just has, I think it might just be better than the regular handgun. We might use it just to like, and Skull Shaker, yeah, compact shotgun. I won't use these much, but I think in this first couple areas of the game, just having them for their ammo, like I might just deplete their respective ammo reserves, and then I might oh, nice, 30% health recovery. So I have some of these, and do these do anything? Drop rate for peseta, or for handgun ammo is increased. Increased drop rate for pesetas, increased drop rate for gunpowder. So I have a few of these unlocks, presumably from my previous let's have handgun ammo crafting up. Oh, can I actually have both of these? Or I can have all of these. Okay. And then in my case, do I want increased drop rate for handgun ammo, increased drop rate for pesetas, or increased drop rate for gunpowder? Let's do the gold case. Having gold will give us a lot of advantages long term. Oh yeah, you can see, yeah. I could have sworn I'd saved on the island. Oh, wait. 13. Island, yeah, there you go. We save game. We'll save in the top slot, and that'll be fine. Yeah, I was just trying to listen for guys. I could hear them in my left ear, so I apologize for slowing down. But like horror is in such a different place culturally in terms of both video games and movies. You know, the movie Bring Her Back, I just watched. Weapons and Barbarian are both incredible. There's been so many good horror movies in the past, decade. In the 2000s, anyone who wasn't alive in that era, I hope you realize that like we were really, really scraping for good horror movies. And there certainly were good ones. Like you can look up a list of like, oh, what are the best horror movies of the 2000s? And there's definitely films of note. Like 28 Days Later is like an incredible film. But there's some kind of mediocre films. I'm gonna pop one of these birds. I can't remember if the birds still drop things. They do. I doubt it was worth the bullet, but and then let me see. I think I did play on controller because I'm pretty sure I had these as, I think these were different stick rotations. I'm just going to empty all of the bullets out of the Sentinel, try not to reload, and then I'll put it back in the box. This is a mean fake out, by the way. Here's a dead dog whose leg is in a bear trap, which, of course, Huey, the dog from the original game, everybody loves so much, and this seems like a fake out that, like, oh yeah, no Huey's dead. Don't worry, anyone who's a fan of the original game, we will get more Huey later. Yeah, horror is in such a different place, and we really were scraping for horror in the early 2000s. I think back on certain films that, like, at the time, people were prone to listing as being like, oh yeah, things aren't so bad. Like, this is an example of a good horror movie. And people would talk about that with there's this movie called May. There's this movie called Session 9. These aren't horrible movies. Like, you can go back and you can watch them, but I think it was like we were accepting kind of like good horror movies and trying to make them feel like they were great. Where I hear guys. Oh, I see you. Nice. We will try to get over my instinct to reload. Where are you, guy? I hear you. Am I... Oh, there you are. Ow! I was trying to parry. Oh. Nope. There goes my chance of being a no damage run. I'm gonna get another invocation of our Plagas symbol, the long center line with the two crossbars. Yeah, we really scraped by, and there's some horror movies that, like, again, oh, I forgot there's traps. No hit run double.
Damn it.
I don't need to heal yet. I'm gonna wait until I'm at like half health. I presume there's still a guy in this building. Yeah, I see him. Hello. He sees me. He's coming. Come on. I heard you. I saw you moving. Are you coming out of the door now? Or are you just... Come on. Come on. Oh, you're dead already. Is there somebody else down the way? I thought I heard... Nope, just the doors. Okay. I'm nostalgic for some of those 2000s films, and like I certainly don't think that they're bad, as said, but like things are so much better now than they were. It really can't be... It really shouldn't be underappreciated that we're in a much better epoch for horror. This is also true of games, and like I've seen online people who sometimes have not such a good either not a good memory of what that era was, or maybe they're too young to have actually participated in it. But like I've seen people who will say in response to RE4, like, oh, why would RE4 even need to be a reboot? Nobody disliked the Resident Evil series. Like, everybody always loved it. And it's like, I feel like if you actually were alive in that era and you were actually reading game reviews, people absolutely were tired of the Resident Evil series. Like, Resident Evil 0 was not particularly beloved. Code Veronica was not particularly beloved. The Outbreak games were not particularly beloved. There were also things like Dead Aim that were particularly disliked. And there was this strong feeling, I think, with a lot of horror games, many of which now are retrospectively beloved, games like Haunting Ground, Rule of Rose, the various Silent Hill games, that like horror games were kind of stuck in a rut of like having really bad gameplay. Not like bad gameplay, bad stories, not that scary. It was like nobody had actually improved upon the basic formula that had been laid down with something like Silent Hill 2 or Resident Evil 2. And people were absolutely like ready and waiting for some kind of change. Resident Evil 4, for better or worse, was like a big part of that. Resident Evil 4, for better or worse, was part of that, and like a lot of people took the wrong lessons and ended up. I'm not trying to look away from him specifically. I'm just trying to see if there's any other interact points. I thought that there would be. Because there. So anyway, RE4, for better or worse, was you know, I think kind of a controversial entry because everybody loved it, of course, but I think that there is this notion that like a lot of horror games took the wrong lessons from it and had the kind of like made the wrong choice of trying to become action games that were just scary. See how many stealth kills we can get before we get caught. There's one. So you get games like Dead Space. Don't think I can get her without wandering into the main village. Let's see about going into this house. Sorry, we get car horns honking. Don't have a key. What else is in here that I can grab in the meantime? Not looking this way, is she? No. I feel like the big turning point for horror having its kind of renaissance, although ironically this game isn't particularly well looked upon now, is Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Like I feel like that game, again, people don't particularly love it now. But you know, back when it came out, which I think was probably around 2010 or so, people really felt like it was kind of the future of horror and opened a door to, you know, I don't think that like PT would have existed without Amnesia. Making sure that there's no bear traps on the ground. Oh, there's a guy. Oh, that's a problem.
Here we go.
I don't think PT would have existed. Let's see how we do. Everybody, this could be a problem. Oh. Not feeling great about my aim sensitivity. I didn't mean to reload. Oh. Open inventory, tab. Craft. Red, green. Oh, I have to press and hold. I'd prefer to do a red, green, yellow, but if I'm gonna survive this fight, we'll need to do what we have to do. We run. We trigger our Chainsaw Man cutscene, by which I mean summoning the man with the chainsaw, not Benji. Not a man who is a chainsaw. And of course, we have an ambulance. Ambulance coming by. Yeah, something's up with my aim, I will say. I mean, some of it's also, of course, that I'm like getting back to being used to these controls, but oh, he's coming through. We'll get ammo and stuff later. Thank you.
Oh, nice.
Grenade, thank you. Let's see. No, I want to register shortcut. Replace. Okay, so that's a 3 now.
Let's see you climb this.
How do I equip grenades again? I'll just equip this. I also don't remember what the I don't remember what the threshold is of how many of these guys I have to kill in order to auto trigger the end cutscene.
Here you go.
So, you know, we'll try to do our best, but no guarantees. Let's see. I'm feeling very sluggish. Admittedly, oh, I did not mean to jump down. Okay, we run a little bit. Ow, cow. You're supposed to be my ally. No! You're gonna get killed by the cow.
You gotta be kidding me.
Ow. Shovel. We run. Let's equip this real quick. We run in a circle. I want to get back around to Chainsaw Man. Dr. Salvador, I should say. He's a doctor, I should respect that. He went to medical school. Or is he dead? Ow. Ow. He's not dead. Use. Music is ramping up. I've probably survived about long enough. Ow! From the side. Cool chainsaw cutscene. Destroys my knife's durability though. We run a bit. There's the bell. I was hoping we could have killed Salvador. I thought we got pretty close. In general, I didn't kill as many as I had hoped. I should have saved the grenade for when I got a big group of them together.
Tenemos que servir. Al Lord Sattler Todopoderoso.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
Classic. I'm really happy they left that line in there. Same thing with the whole Leon saying, "Oh, I'll let myself out." I think it does capture his character quite well. That he is, frankly, Leon is like a dork. I feel like that's kind of.
Roost to Condor 1. I've identified a route to the lake. Look for a large windmill. There's a
Chicken egg.
path on the far side of it.
Windmill. Copy that.
And be careful. Roost out.
Another egg. Another egg. Leon is a dork, and I think that's actually kind of important to his characterization. Like it's not that he's not a nerdy character, but he is kind of like a Boy Scout. I think he does actually kind of like believes in the system that has like betrayed him, and he like remains kind of I don't know, he remains a little bit like almost naively optimistic or something, in a way that he or maybe that's not exactly the right word. It's that he's like, he feels betrayed by the system because he like was a true believer in it or something to begin with, which is like why he wanted to become a cop. And the fact that he's been kind of like roped into this life that is, you know, kind of horrible for him. You know, if I had had those shotgun shells, maybe that's another way I could have beaten Salvador. Bummer. I think his characterization as being this person who believed in things genuinely is rather significant. Wait, there's an amethyst. Where's the amethyst? How did I miss that? Is it up or is it down, I guess is the question. I think I don't want to, I guess I don't want to overstate this, but this comes up a little bit now and then with the characterization of Leon in oh no, it is upstairs. Where is it then? The characterization of Leon in some of the later media includes this idea that he either is an alcoholic or is like on the verge of being an alcoholic. No, go away, police car. Where's the amethyst? What am I missing? Is it just too dark for me to see? Let's go out and see if it's like... Is it like above and I have to shoot it down? It might be on the outside of the roof. And then there's something below me in the lower level in this outbuilding. There's a guy in there too, so I'm gonna prep for the jump scare. Just be aware that that's in the world. Oh, it is on the roof. Velvet blue. They don't call them amethysts. So yeah, like the fact that I mean, I don't think it's necessary that his alcoholism is exclusively like in response to the trauma of his life. Like that's certainly part of it though. Jump scare forthcoming, by the way, so watch out. Oh yeah, this is where the treasure is. It's just locked right now. And then there's a treasure in a building we can't get to until we have Ashley. A guy's about to pop out of this, so be careful, everybody. Prepare for the... Oh, one and done? Okay. Didn't even shoot him in the head. I shot him in, like, the shoulder. You can tell he's not the protagonist, because in movies, someone getting shot in the shoulder is like nothing. That's like no big deal. We actually have a few buildings to explore. So in the original Resident Evil 2, part of the canon was also supposed to be that he, like Leon was late for work in the first place because he was out drinking to deal with his girlfriend had broken up with him, and he was like so hungover that he like blacked out and I think like lost the weekend or something. Very bad behavior. And though it's why he survives Raccoon City, right? It's like he just happened to have gotten so drunk that he like missed the zombie apocalypse. Subsequent RE media often depicts him as drinking, like in I think he has a flask in... Is this forward progress? Because I don't think I want to go that way otherwise. I think that is forward progress, so we won't do that quite yet. Some of the movies subsequently depict him like constantly with a flask, and he's like finishing a bottle of vodka like completely by himself in I think it's in Vendetta. It's like 11 a.m. and he's like halfway through a fresh bottle of vodka. Another minor jump scare: when we climb this ladder, we're gonna fall through the floor. This was like a in the original RE game, this is like one of the easy mode ways to kind of like survive this encounter, is that you go to the top of this clock tower, and because the enemies have to go up the stairs, they're really bottlenecked. You could still do it here, actually. You just have to like not move at all, because if we move basically at all, the floor collapses. Come on. Come on. There we go. More buildings to explore. I just want to make sure we get all of our resources before we proceed. For the sake of it, for this first session, I think we're going to try to get to the lake and get Luis, like get that cutscene, and then that'll be probably where we finish things off for this first sesh. And we're good to go. What do we got here? Ruby, nice. But as I was saying about kind of the history of, can we not go through there? No. As I was saying about the history of games, though, it's like games like Soma and Amnesia: The Dark Descent open the door for something like PT, which opens the door for RE7. Where's this forward progress? I can't remember. Door with insignia I should also check, just because... Oh, and we also, so this was treasure, ornate necklace, and an herb. Excellent. We check the door. We'll find that it's locked. And we also find that instead of one of the crudely made insignias of the rail spikes or whatever, we have what looks like a petrified creature. Something on the door. The Plaga. But yeah, the indie horror boom in games, paralleling the indie horror boom in movies, feels so completely like on point. It feels like kind of almost on the nose or something. That
There it is.
oh. It feels kind of on the nose that these things happen back to back. We save game. We'll save over this. I think we'll save over all of my old saves, maybe with the exception of my island save, just in case. Resources S. Which I think we will use that for crafting. Or I know we use it for crafting, I just don't remember what. Some kind of bullets, I believe. And as with the previous game, this is another area that I actually really like the way that they changed up its design. Not only does it feel like a more believable, like real place in a bunch of ways, but it's also like it distinguishes itself more clearly in terms of like as an arena. It's a little bit more interesting. It's, you know, the original is like kind of a lot of wide open space. My knife's not in good shape. Blocking that chainsaw was necessary, but yeah, you have knife health in this game. We can repair it. We take it to the we can take it to the merchant to get it repaired, which I think is like fine enough as a metric, but I don't love how much of a resource it is. I should have waited. Dirty pearl pendant. I should have waited so it wouldn't fall in the dirt. Actually, you know what? I'm let's see. 24. I'm not a speedrunner. I can do this whatever way I want. We're going to do this properly so it doesn't get dirty and lose value. Yeah, I'd be kind of intrigued to know what horror movies the devs of this game were looking at, just because there is a non-trivial relationship between horror movies and the Resident Evil franchise. Like, we know that Shinji Mikami, I think it's Shinji Mikami, was looking at like Lucio Fulci's Zombie 2. As part of making the original Resident Evil. And we know that they watched Romero films. Ironically, they actually weren't big Romero fans, as memory serves. Like, I think that Mikami didn't actually like Dawn of the Dead very much, which is too bad. That's like one of my favorite movies, period. Oh, come on. Let's get a better... We can get a better angle on it. I might even be able to get that. Oh. Who said that? Oh, you. More. Ow. Knife health issues. Ow. There we go. Can't remember. There's not one up there. That's in the original. I'd be intrigued to know what movies they were looking at for this one. Can you do it with the knife? Yes. Excellent. Save a bullet. And are they on here? No. Let's see who else we can... Who else can we attract the attention of? Is there anybody around? Maybe not. We're also going to look for our medals. Just because we do get a bonus if we get all of them. We have a second chance to come back through here. Like, we'll be back with Ashley. So I don't need to be too worried about it. But, you know, I'd prefer to get it done in one if possible. Is this locked? Yeah, locked from this direction. But I'd be intrigued to know, like, what they're looking at as part of their, like, what's their required reading list, so to speak. We get 3 spinels. If we get all of the, blue medallions. I've tried to, like, okay, so there's the, there we go. I've tried to theory craft before as to, like, why he cares about the blue medallions. The best that I can really think of is that he wants to destroy them for some reason, but the reason is ambiguous insofar as that he that we need a special key for. Oh, there's number 5. Cool. Side quest done. But he doesn't want to draw attention to himself by shooting them. It's just like why he needs them destroyed in the first place is like this funny ambiguity. Do we have to go up first and then? Yes. And we hear a deet 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 of a bomb, a faint beeping. I feel a little less confident with this on PC. The aiming is maybe a little bit better, but the controlling my physical movement isn't quite so precise as it was when you're using a controller and you can tilt the stick forward in a much narrower band than is possible with just tapping some keys. Of course, more car honking. Up we get. And we are missing a gear. So we need to get a gear somehow. More shotgun shells, thank you. That'll be useful. What's around here? Is this... Can't remember. Is this anything? Oh, treasure. Treasure's always good. A flagon, which we will insert some gems in. Is there anything back here? This is back door to the barn. Got that doorway open too. This drawer open. Ruby, nice. Pesetas, nice. Kitchen knife is it's like a disposable.
God damn.
I didn't remember that they came in that quick. Hello. Ow. There I go. Let's see where it puts us. And I might cut this here to go take a break and then stream again later. Let's see. Okay. Okay, we don't have to redo the whole area. I think that this game I should reload before we start that section. I do believe that this game has a, what's it called? Like an AI director. So that's like one of the things that the original game is like best known for, if anyone is unfamiliar with that. But the original game had this invisible AI director who, the whole thing is that like there's a bunch of these like invisible values in the game. Oh.
God damn.
I thought I had to pick up the cog for that to trigger. Didn't really want to waste that on you. That's what I wanted to do.
They keep coming.
That might have been a head explosion. I'm not positive. No, I still hear him. Come on. Climb the ladder, big boy. Still hear him. Come on. Come on, big guy. Ow. There he goes. I'm about to die. Ow. Out the window I go. I'm really not playing great today. Like that was silly. Ow. Oh, it's one of these things. This is bad. And there goes my knife. Almost out of ammo.
One down.
So the AI director, see, that might be the AI director at work right there. So the AI director is this thing that like, the idea is that there's this invisible value at play, and basically, I forget exactly what the numerical values are like, but it's kind of like, as you, let's see, that's not where I want to drop down. If you perform well, the numerical value goes up. If you perform poorly, the numerical value goes down. Performing well can mean things like getting headshots, proceeding through the story in general is performing well. Getting headshots, having your health up high, accumulation of kills in general, are all modes of like performing well in the game, and that will keep pumping this invisible number in the game higher. And when you do poorly, sorry for all the honking, when you do poorly, and poorly means taking damage, getting killed, running out of ammo, having to heal at all, I think. All of these things lower that number. And that number is basically like a modifier that affects all these different things in the game. So that includes like enemy aggression, for example. enemy aggression, if that number is high, enemies will like attack you without pausing. If the number is low, you'll get like a window kind of, more honking, sorry. You'll get kind of a window where the enemy winds up and like telegraphs the move with a longer animation. Enemy health is like pseudo randomized when you arrive at a location, and also nice foreshadowing. We get some gondola, like ski. Oh, I didn't mean to shoot. Some like ski lift operations. I think that section isn't in this game, but it feels like a nod to the original. And then this bridge plus that are of course for like the house survival sequence, which also not in this game, or like it is in this game, but it's like changed, but they rearranged it to be like more cohesively part of this same world. And the doors are closed, so we can't even, yeah, it's locked for now. But the idea is that you have, so this numerical modifier, oh yeah, there's the gondola. Nice nod to the original, even if we don't fully get to experience it. I'm actually kind of thinking, oh, I can't alter my case here. I was going to say, I feel like we're getting a lot of money and not so much ammo, and I might, my case being golden might be why that's happening. I might need to change it back to the silver case to get more handgun ammo. But yeah, the AI director was like a really brilliant idea, because the idea is that it's supposed to kind of like keep adjusting the game to kind of be more honking, sorry, to be as easy or as hard as will kind of meet what the player is up to. So it's like if you're constantly dying, the game will be adjusting itself to be easier for you. And if you're constantly succeeding, the game will like keep ramping up its difficulty a little bit for your benefit as well. Come on. Jump scare forthcoming again that they're gonna blow up some mining stuff and it's going to lead to an avalanche. This. Headshot, nice. So yeah, so like even that, like getting a headshot is partly randomized, right? Or like an exploding head shot is partly randomized. Getting a headshot is partly randomized, and the exploding headshot. Having like a really bad score will increase the likelihood that you'll get one of those explosive headshots. Whereas, also, do I look backwards? Of course, people are honking like crazy outside. Something's going on. Got people upset. The idea of the AI director, I think, is really quite brilliant. I think it's kind of like ahead of its time in the idea that like difficulty can be tuned in a lot of different ways. And you don't need to have rigid categories. And the idea is basically that the game does have also like an easy mode and a hard mode, and the easy mode is basically like the director setting everything to always be low and never go higher, and hard mode has everything at maximum hard and never go lower. But the idea that like middle normal mode is like flexed in between is a really cool thing, and I think they've persisted with it in a lot of the subsequent Resident Evil games, which is why speedrunners in a lot of Resident Evil games, you will notice that they like deliberately don't kill enemies in a lot of cases, not just because it saves time, but because it could like affect the AI director in a way that they don't want it to affect them. Before we proceed, I'll also mention we got a not exactly jump scare, but this area we're going to have a bunch of enemies who are throwing dynamite. So if your volume is high, be prepared. There's going to be some explosions. And like that guy has a stick of dynamite in his hand. Not anymore. Let's see. Can I get through here? I hear a bomb. Of course, lots and lots of vehicles have decided to make noise. Who has dynamite that I can shoot? Because my goal... I hear the hissing of dynamite. That might have hurt. Yep, their own guy. I think. Oh, tried to... Ow. Let's eat some eggs real quick. Sorry for all the noise, everybody. It's real annoying. Trust me, I live here. Oh. Ow. There are a limited number of enemies, so if we bait them through here... We also got a bear trap. Okay. We go around, we check inside the house. Oh! Bear trap. Clever. Let's see. Where is... Yeah. I hear you. Let's find whoever's throwing these. There's a bear trap. I dodge. Let's get up there and get one of these dynamiters. It's her. Used a little more ammo than I would have wanted. Okay. I hear... Was that a thrown one? I heard more guys. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. Is that it? Can I finally explore and look for loot? before anybody says it, no, I'm not going to shoot the lake 3 times. Or more. I know it. In the original game, as in this game, there's an Easter egg that if you shoot the lake multiple times, a monster comes out. The monster is, of course, a boss later in the game. I think we got everything that was in the house. It's just... Did I miss anything up there is a question. And was there anything anywhere else? Doesn't look like it. I might have actually gotten this swept all right. And is there something like in that nest? Or hive? Probably. Yeah, the, sorry to be so scatterbrained, but the AI director I always thought was like a really, really cool idea. And a lot of the games have done it. And as said, because so many of the games have done it, it almost doesn't get talked about anymore. Like, we don't get much in the way of... Something's directly behind me, apparently. Treasure. Treasure behind me how? Or where? Is it up? It is up. Hello. Oh, Sapphire. Nice. The fact that these games have the AI director, I feel like just literally doesn't come up almost at all anymore. Like, it really... it doesn't get highlighted, but it's still in them, and I think it's actually like a really cool system.
This the place.
This seems to be the place, Leon. Any additional items? I think this is something... Yeah, this is something we have to come back to later with a key. And aside from PT, I would also be intrigued to know what other horror games were the devs looking at when they were making this, I wonder. Because I do think that, like, again, the whole, the idea that RE7 had been influenced by Amnesia and PT, pretty well known. I guess I'm curious to know. Okay, so this is the lock. This requires the special. This requires special key. This requires special key. This requires special key. I think we're good to proceed. We will come back here anyway, so. Okay. There we go. Small detail as well of a child's doll, and La Marmita. The doll does remind me as well. It comes up every once in a while when people talk about RE4, like, where are all the children? Speaking of which, yeah, child. We have a photo of a child and his father, and a whole bunch of lab equipment. Very strange. Every once in a while, it comes with this question of like, why aren't there zombie kids in this? And I actually think it's like there is interestingly an answer to this. Like, there is a canonical reason as to why we don't get Plagas kids. Which is in a tie-in novel that was, I think it was Japan only. I think it was Japan only that there was this tie-in novel that is from the perspective of a villager as the outbreak is starting to happen. Hello. It's from the perspective of a villager as the outbreak is happening, and it's like it's written like a journal over the course of like a month or two. And it basically just describes that all of the kids die to the infection. So basically, like the kids weren't suitable hosts for the parasites that, sorry, spoiler. But yeah, yeah, they're not really zombies. It's not bacterial. They have parasites in them, and kids aren't suitable hosts, and they literally just die. Like they don't survive the implantation process, or like. The result of which is, of course, that they end up just a village of adults. And the same novel and some other stuff also explains that part of the reason why this village is so old-fashioned and backwards is it's basically implied that this village is it's kind of like a Spanish equivalent to like the Amish. Like they basically believe in, like they don't believe in using technology past a certain point in history.
That hurts, you know?
Seemed like you really wanted to talk.
How observant, senor. Now, say, you got a smoke?
Those things will kill you.
Oh, well, maybe just untie me then, huh? Joder, not this guy!
Who are you? Okay, stop right there.
All right, end of the first chapter. And do we not get a summer? Oh no, tab chapter results. Knife master. So we get more. 82% accuracy is better than what I thought I had. I presume we're gonna get. Ideally, I shouldn't say presume. I would hope that we are able to maintain over 90% in most other chapters. 82 is not bad considering I'm still kind of adjusting to the mouse gameplay, and I don't know, not so bad. One death, a little bit of a bummer, but that's my fault. I should have reloaded the shotgun before we went into that thing with the bullhead man. So okay, shift for the typewriter, save game. We save over this storage. I think we will put away Skull Shaker. Just let me no storage. Store. We still have 5 bullets, but we'll store that too. And then for our case, we'll let's make sure we get some more handgun ammo. Change case. Cool. And we'll actually resave over that. So, okay, I think we're gonna cut our stream here. I might be back later tonight with some more streaming, or we might go back to Baldur's Gate. We'll see. Thank you so much to everyone else in the meantime. If anyone checks out this VOD, I hope you enjoyed. I'm looking forward to continuing going through, and I'm looking forward to just like finally beating this game, because I really do like it, and I'm already thinking ahead to some of the changes that are made in this game that are, I think, like really exceptional and really like add a lot to the experience. Of what I played of this game, I kind of feel that like I still overall prefer the original, but I think they did a really good job of like capturing the game without being like completely all about, you know, just the, you know, they're not just completely recreating the original game scene for scene, but they're like really honoring the spirit of the game and like updating it and finding a way to like diversify how you experience the game. And yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing what they change about the island and re-experiencing everything that leads up to the island too. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'm gonna cut the stream. So yeah, take care.